morning, folks. This soap today came from Wild West Shaving. Name mode is Cherokee. And the scent is green tobacco, cinnamon leaf, fir, and fern, bergamot. Two F trees right there together. That's fern and fir. And bergamot. And this soap is a fairly soft soap. I mean, it's firm in the puck, but it's a fairly soft soap. It's easy to scoop out and put in the bottom of a shaving bowl. I also got the alum block complete with rubber band from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Got Thayer's Witch Hazel with aloe. And decided to follow up today with Van Yulay's Aftershave Into the Woods. To go along with the tree scent. This one here I thought would go along pretty well with it, especially for my nose. The shaver of the day is from Green Country Razors, and I do not think they're in business any longer. At least their website's not up and running. This particular shaver is an open comb. There's a slight overhang, and it is a fairly long razor handle there. And if you can see it, wipe off some of the soap already got on it. There's the Green Country Razors there at the bottom of the handle there. The blade of choice today, give it a try, see how it works in this particular shaver. It's a Gillette 7 o'clock, Permasharp. Going to give it a try in there, see how it works for me. And I haven't tried very many of those Gillette 7 o'clocks. And the brush of the day is a group brush that was made for Red Dirt Shaving Society. And there's the bottom of the the brush. And this brush from Leo is just really nice. Just a beautiful brush, it really is. And I got it whipped up here, the soap whipped up in a Van Yulay bowl. That's what it looks like there on the inside. And this is a little on the wet side. Just a little wet. Go ahead and get started with the cube here on the pre-shave. This particular shave, for those that watch the video, I'm already lining up the next few shaves, maybe for 2 weeks, something along those lines. Might be going into 3, just depends on how things go. Not to be taken away from the shave of today, but I do have, I guess you might say, questions for the viewers. And recently got in a Rockwell 6C. I have seen many shave of the days with the Rockwell. Many. And it's being, of course, advertised as an adjustable shaver. Now, I know there's got to be people with an opinion on it, because I know for me, I have an opinion on it and I haven't used it yet. Just in, through the course of an individual shaving, that being advertised as an adjustable shaver. In other words, what's your opinion on that adjustable shaver part of it? Because for me, I would typically, I would move right along with adjusting the base plate. And you can keep up with me, unless there's just, I guess you might say, an outcry of people wanting videos of my progress as I work through the razor itself. Matter of fact, in other words, here it is. My thoughts on it, because in other words, I'm going to be using it from plate to plate to plate. So in other words, from a setting of 6, 5, and 4, then then I'll be going from 3, 2, 1, and I might be doing something in between. In other words, using it as an adjustable, like some individuals would use a twisty open with the adjustment knob. That kind of adjustable, as opposed to swapping out plates. Or are you thinking along the lines that did cross my mind at one point in time, that this particular shaver would be used along the lines of which a person may already do with a, I guess you might say, a traditional adjustable, that the person would, I want a shave of a setting 6 throughout one day, and I might want a 3 the following day, and have an adjustable razor meeting those type needs. But I would think, and it's been mentioned by a few, about swapping the plates out was a little off-putting for them, and I can understand that, because you have an adjustable, for instance, a Parker variant runs new at what, $58 mark, $57, $58, and typically the Rockwell, this one here, runs at about $50. I waited till I got the discount before I ordered this one. We'll go ahead and get started here in this really nice open comb. I should mention also this knurling is, it's aggressive in the knurling, but it's very, I guess you may say, soft on the hands. This did, yeah, my memory, wanted to shave with this one. My memory is a little foggy on this one here. It's a little bit on the aggressive side. But at any rate, comment down below, especially when it comes to the videos. And I'll put a link down below for my blog, or if you're on Google Plus, you can catch it over there. And when I post my daily shaves, I'll put the my thoughts also down below there too. Just however you want to keep up with it. If you're not, I'm not going to do a video every day, unless there's enough people that want it that way. Because there's going to be this is going to be I guess you might say, a little bit of an undertaking. Because there's going to be quite a bit of thought going into it. Then another reason that I find the razor appealing is, and eventually I'll have his website. On Etsy, there is a gentleman that uses his 3D printer to make various items. Matter of fact, one of them's just right here. And I got this one here, and what it is that you put your loose blades in there, new ones, and a dispenser, if you will, and I find that really handy, because that's where my Persona, commonly called Lab Blues, go in there. Thought that was a really good idea. But he also makes a travel case for the Rockwell, for all 3 plates, handle, the whole 9 yards. At least last time I looked, he did. And I find that that's definitely a plus for the shaver, because if you're traveling, might be pretty handy to have it in a case like that, nice and tidy. That way you're, like for instance, mine's the chrome one. I don't want my chrome all scratched up. Running loose in the bottom of a bag. This shaver here is not, probably pretty hard pressed to find it. I was keeping up with the website. I still got some of the soaps. Matter of fact, it's probably about time to use it, because one of them is citrus. I like citrus scents. But anyway, I don't ever remember seeing this particular one advertised for sale. So I was pretty lucky to get this one. In other words, most of the ones I remember seeing for sale were made differently, and very happy to have this one. Very efficient shaver, I'm telling you. You can feel the blade, but it's not to the point where, how you say, it's not smooth. Yeah, I could probably do, yeah, I could do a pickup pass right now. It's pretty efficient. Very happy to have this shaver. I don't shave with it often enough, but boy howdy. Yeah, this would be definitely a workday shaver. Run a little bit behind that morning, because right now I could do a pickup shave. Pass on, I would be done. It's just the parts where I know my hair grows at various different angles. So in other words, this next pass, I could be done with the shave. This is pretty. This blade probably helps a lot with the shaver. I haven't experimented with very many blades with this shaver. That handle is nice. That knurling, it's not hard on the hands at all, but just enough so that you can hang on to it if your hands are wet. I have to say the shipping on the Rockwell, and it might be because of how you say they were running a promotion over Father's Day, and I was still holding out. Difficult customer, if you will, because I was working things out in my head. How would I really want to use that shaver? And I got another email saying, hey, you know, we sent you an email, coupon, discount, blah, blah, blah. You still haven't used it. And then, you know, kind of sweetened the pot a little bit and decided, yeah, okay, I'll do it. But it has to be a pretty good shaver. The shave of the days are plentiful out there. There's not a day go by that somebody's not posting a shave of the day with their Rockwell. So in other words, it compelled me to give it a try to find out what it's all about. Must be hitting somebody's sweet spot on the shave. And I have to say, I looked at it, the fit and finish is pretty nice. The tolerance on the threads, on the post, coming off the cap is pretty tight. In other words, how it may be typical when you go to put your handle on it, it has a little bit of a wobble to it. There's no wobble to this one. It doesn't wobble. Matter of fact, I got some Palmer's skin therapy oil. I'm gonna put, this is a fairly light oil, by the way. I'm gonna put just a little bit on the threads. It's not quite like 3-in-1 oil, but you kind of get the idea. I do have some 3-in-1 oil, that silicone. I'm thinking about, you know, if I ever use it on my razors, that's what I'm going to use, is that one, because it's not near as heavy and, I guess you might say, kind of friendly to be using on a razor. But typically, that's pretty handy to have in my bathroom, because I use it on my head. I guess I scrape my head so many times bumping it on stuff. Head needs all the help it can get up there on top. I haven't had hair on top of my head for many years. I wouldn't know what to do if I had hair on top of my head. It's been so long. I guess you might say I'm quite happy, comfortable with not having it. So in other words, washing my hair, no big deal, no hair dryer. It's easy peasy. Look at it from the bright side, right? Shampoo, yeah. This is the only thing I use shampoo on. And it's only just a tiny bit, so a bottle of shampoo lasts a good long while. Matter of fact, the shampoo I use is geared towards gray hair. Soap is working really well, if you couldn't tell. This is a really nice shave. Glad I went ahead. I was going to go with an R41 today. Probably next week I'll have to squeeze it in because it's killing me. That want to just shave with it, because I've gotten really good shaves with an R41. Matter of fact, smoother than this one. For anybody that's wondering, this is an efficient, aggressive shaver. Also, an R41 will teach you to use a gentle pressure. If you're not quite there in your skill, it'll help you. So even though the idea is that an R41 is for an experienced shaver, and I understand why people will say that, but on the other hand, if you're looking at accelerating your skill set and got the patience and determination for it, R41 will get you there. I think this handle length with this head is a good match. Seems to work well for me. I don't know about using a shorter handle, if I've been able to get the angle and the gentle pressure right where it needs to be with the shorter one. Seems like this is a good balance for this head. And for anyone that's wondering, at least per the box, the Rockwell is made in China. I was, I guess you might say, doing some prep work, stumbled around online, and I did find a place where it, at least on the stainless steel version, it mentions the gap on all the adjustments on the Rockwell, and I'll post that right along with my blog for those that want to know, because there is a very interesting fact that I found out on this, the blade gap. In other words, it's not consistent from level to level. It changes. It varies. So in other words, for me, I was going to go with a shave of using plates 6, 5, and 4. And the gap difference between 6 and 4 and the gap difference between 3 and 1 is not the same. There's a bigger gap variance in between the 3 and the 1 than there is in the 6 and the 4. So in other words, 6 and 4 might be this much of a difference when you get down to that the number 4 plate and you're doing your final pass. At least for me, that'll be my final pass. Well, if you look at the distance in between the 3 and the 1, it's more. So in other words, there's more of a difference in between 3, 2, and 1 shaving like that than what there is in between 5, 6, and 4. 6, 5, and 4. There we go. You kind of get the idea. And thing I didn't look at it in the way of perhaps if you kind of take it out, your progression out of the middle, or your degradation, depending on which way you're going, doing the 5, 4, and 3, and see what kind of difference there is there. But it's it'll be an interesting shave with that shaver to figure out what's going to work best for you. And they may have done that on purpose for the fact of trying to meet the masses and what they're going to need at what level. Because if you're looking at using the 3, 2, and 1 most of the time, and they might be trying to hit a certain spot, and that's the reason why it went the way it did. I'm not sure. I know an awful lot of thought had to go into this, reading up on it. Just got a little bit right there, just a little bit of stinging. Very smooth though. I mean, it's very efficient shaver. This is as close as BBS as you can get without putting out much effort. A lot like the R41. Just a little bit of stinging right there. Like I said, you may be hard pressed to find this shaver. That's a pretty long handle there. Not sure what the total length is. I didn't take the time to measure it out, but very happy to have it. Heck, I might have one of 10. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that there's not very many of them out there. I wasn't on the very first day or whatever when the Green Country Razor started up, but it wasn't too long after that. It wasn't real lengthy when I found them, and like I said, most of their shavers, I remember saying, were not designed like this. At least not that I can remember. I have 2 of the brushes. I was looking to get a third one. Guess I waited too long, didn't I? One that's sand camouflage. And I'm looking over there because that's where those 2 brushes are at. Really like those brushes. Both of them are Badger. The handles are made out of metal. Just really nice handles. Should need to use. Matter of fact, I'll probably use one here pretty soon next week, or this coming week, how you want to look at it. Van Yulay, I don't have not one of her aftershaves that you don't need to shake it. So if you're not used to shaking your aftershave and you're using these, you'll have to get used to it. This scent, Into the Woods, it is a woody scent, but I'm not sure if it's hitting the. Not sure if that's the fern or the fir. I think it might be the fern that I'm picking up. Put a little bit more on my head. Wife just got up. She probably got thirsty. One thing with all the medication she's on, she's usually having to run. She's dry mouth a lot of times. I think it's the fern that I'm smelling. I think so. I really love Monica's aftershaves. Inexpensive, great scents. And speaking of great scents, I was in a wee bit of a dilemma using the Cherokee today because I was thinking about going with the black gold. And if you're old enough to know the theme song to Beverly Hillbillies, Texas, talking about black gold, Texas tea. So when I saw this title, I thought I had to get it just because of that. But this one here, in case you're wondering, the scent on this one here is black cardamom, black pepper, eucalyptus, cashmere, amber, patchouli, sandalwood, bergamot, green apple, and geranium. Yes, it does smell great. It's one of, I have a whole bunch of Russell soaps. He's got some great scents on his soaps. Just fantastic. Once again, this was in a Van Yulay bowl. This is a honeycomb bottom. If you're kind of wondering about this, it's a very unique design. I'll put a link down below. Make sure everything's there. So don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Rockwell. You want to see more videos or a lot of verbiage, a lot of wording, or maybe both. Everybody, hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe. Smooth shaves to you.